Welcome to the Deep Dive. We plunge into extraordinary stories to bring you the insights you need. Today, we're exploring the world of Bloodstone through some fascinating excerpts. Our mission, to really unpack the big themes here, things like personal power, identity, how fluid that can be, and the clash of cultures. We'll follow one young man's pretty incredible journey and his family's bond through it all.
Absolutely. And at the center, you have Keirith. He's born with this, well, unique spiritual gift. He can literally touch the spirits of animals. And later, it turns out, even people.
Which sounds amazing, right? But it's not that simple in his world.
Not at all. It's yeah, but it immediately creates this huge tension within his own tribe because it's viewed with a lot of suspicion, fear even. And that fear is tied directly to this dark tribal legend about a figure named Morgath.
Morgath, right? The one who misused a simile power.
Exactly. Misused it for evil, apparently,
Yeah.
and faced this absolutely brutal end, his body sacrificed, his spirit thrown into what they call chaos, which for them is like spiritual annihilation, a fate far worse than just dying.
Wow. Okay. So the stakes are incredibly high from the get-go. And the story takes us from his quiet village to this huge, maybe terrifying holy city and back again, all focusing on this one family struggle. It really makes you think how a gift can be, well, a curse, too. Let's unpack that early tension. Looking at Keirith's early years, it's fascinating how he first experiences this connection. He actually starts by hearing the screams of animals he hunted inside his own head, terrified screams.
Yeah, like a kind of raw, primal empathy. It only stopped when his father completed the kill.
Right. And from that, he somehow learns to use it differently, to calm animals.
Exactly. He develops this ability to reach out to their spirits, soothe wounded ones. And from his point of view, this felt completely natural. Not weak, not evil, just him.
But the tribe didn't see it that way.
No, and that's the clash. His unique ability, the one he didn't even think of as power in that sense, leads directly to him getting kicked out of his shaman apprenticeship.
By the tree father.
Yes, the tree father, who was very clear. Riding the spirits of animals is forbidden, period. And he immediately draws that chilling parallel to Morgath, saying Morgath used his power to cast out the spirits of the animals he touched.
Oof. So it's not just forbidden, it's associated with their ultimate bogeyman.
Precisely. And it highlights something important. Power, especially this kind of innate gift, isn't good or bad on its own. It's how it's perceived, the consequences within their culture that defines it.
And the pressure on Keirith must have been immense because his father, Darak, he's not just any dad.
No, he's the greatest hero in their history. The spirit hunter.
The man who destroyed Morgath.
The very one. Saved their world, according to legend. So for Keirith, failing the tree father is bad, but failing in a way that echoes Morgath, that's far worse.
Yeah.
He's living in the shadow of the man who defeated the exact evil he's now being compared to.
Talk about pressure. And there was that moment with the eagle, wasn't there?
Ah, yes. That's key. His impulse to connect with the eagle spirit, wanting to soar away. It was, kind of selfish maybe, an escape, but not evil in his mind. Just this instinctive longing for freedom.
But it hinted at the dangers.
It absolutely foreshadowed the challenges. That line between a personal urge and something society sees as a threat can be incredibly thin, especially with powers like these.
So Keirith's dealing with this internal crisis, the legend hanging over him, and then the outside world crashes in, literally.
Yes, the peace is just shattered. A sudden, brutal raid. You have to picture it 15 coracles creeping up the river.
Terrifying.
Then chaos, the horn booms, screams, it's a full attack. And in the middle of it all, Darak's first thought is Grian, the younger kids. He sprints through the fighting to get to them.
But he finds others, Meniad and Onig.
He finds their bodies, yes. But amidst that horror, he sees something crucial. He sees the raiders dragging Keirith away, not dead, alive.
Alive. Okay, so that changes everything for Darak. Rescue mission.
Instantly. That's his only focus now. But going alone. Yeah. Into hostile territory. Almost impossible.
So he needs help. Who joins him?
He meets Urkiat, a stranger, hawk-faced from the north. And Urkiat knows these raiders. His own people suffered. He brings hard news, too. Tells Darak straight up that other tribes have basically abandoned them.
No sugarcoating it.
None at all. Urkiat is pragmatic, world-weary. He knows the stakes. It creates this immediate bond, shared trauma, shared purpose.
It's interesting, though, because Darak, the great spirit hunter, he struggles on the journey itself, doesn't he? Physically.
Oh, absolutely. He gets terribly seasick, describes the sea like this living creature trying to sink them. And he hates it, feels like a useless passenger despite his heroic past.
Which is quite revealing.
It really is. It shows his vulnerability, this man of action feeling helpless. It reminds you that heroes aren't immune to fear or weakness. Courage is pushing through that. Makes his determination to save Keirith even stronger, I think. He's battling himself, too.
Okay, and then they need to get through the Zherosi lands. Their solution is pretty clever. The performers.
Yeah, ingenious, really. They fall in with this troupe of performers led by a man named Alineo. And Darak plays the part of the wild man of the north, puts on a fur bag, the whole bit.
And the troupe itself. They're quite a collection of characters.
They really are. It's a poignant group. You have Rizi, this beautiful singer who's blind sold to Alineo by her own parents.
Wow.
Then Bo and Bep, two dwarven men. And Thekia, who's the cook and healer, and have a hunchback. Each one has a story, often tragic.
And Urkiat shares his story with them, too.
He does. Tells them about his village being raided, losing his family. He says something like, "Tears are a privilege I don't deserve." That's heartbreaking. But this troupe, this found family, it shows how people find connection even after terrible trauma. It's a powerful contrast to all the conflict.
So they make it. They arrive in Pilazat, the Zherosi holy city, and it sounds overwhelming.
Immense.
Yeah.
Like 20 gatherings packed into a sprawling mass of stone houses built right on cliffs.
And the Zherosi themselves, their culture is a shock, isn't it? Especially compared to Keirith's tribe.
A massive shock. They practice human sacrifice. Ritualistic offerings to their sun god Heart of Sky. They believe it's necessary to keep the world going, make the sun rise.
Human sacrifice. That's intense.
And then there's the shedding ceremony, this incredibly complex ritual where the spirits of the old king and queen are transferred into new, young bodies hosts.
So not just succession, but like literal reincarnation.
That's the belief, spiritual continuity.
Yeah.
It involves things like milking adder venom, fasting. It's deeply embedded in their spiritual life, however harsh it seems to outsiders.
And Keirith is now a captive in the middle of all this. What's his experience like?
Harrowing. Pure terror at first. Then this cruel obedience lesson with water skins meant to break him. But then comes the Adder Pit trial.
Ah, yes, where things shift.
Big time. His spirit guide, Natha the Adder, helps him. And Keirith discovers he can understand the adders, command them even, lets them crawl all over him without biting. It's this stunning moment where he realizes the real extent of his power, turning their test against them.
But he's still a captive,
Yeah.
and there are people vying for control over him.
Exactly. Two key figures pull him in opposite directions. First, Malak, the Pajit, the chief priest. Malak actually believes Keirith is the prophesied son of Z. He becomes this compassionate mentor, teaching Keirith about stillness, emptiness, control, real spiritual guidance.
Okay, so that's one side. The other.
The other is Yizam the Zeran. He's the antagonist, manipulative, power-hungry. Zivanon just sees Keirith's power as a tool, something to be exploited or maybe even eliminated if it gets in his way. It's that classic clash, true belief versus cynical ambition.
Keirith must be feeling completely torn, surrounded by the Zherosi splendor, getting lessons from the priest.
Yeah.
But he's still a prisoner.
Deeply torn. He feels like he's losing himself. The opulence, the lessons, even the strange fellowship. It's seductive, disorienting.
So how does he fight that? How does he hold on to who he is?
He does something drastic. He insists on watching one of the public sacrifices. It's a deliberate, grim choice to force himself to remember. I'm an outsider, always an outsider among the enemies of my people. It's like a psychological anchor.
Wow, that takes guts. Okay, so all this builds to the climax, the shedding festival. Darak is there, performing as the wild man. He's in a mock fight with Urkiat, but it's not really mock for Urkiat, is it?
No, it's horrifyingly real for Urkiat. He's slated to be the sacrifice in their ritual. The performance is just a grim prelude.
But then Keirith sees them.
Yes. Suddenly everything shifts. Keirith spots his father, recognizes him despite the disguise, the missing finger stumps, the profile when he howled.
And he realizes what's happening.
He realizes and he intervenes. Turns that stage fight into a real one, targeting Azevan. And then comes the reveal, Azevan has already killed Malak, the Pajit. Keirith shouts that he murdered our Pajit.
So it explodes. Personal rescue becomes this bigger confrontation.
Exactly. And just then, chaos. A massive earthquake hits Pilazat. Walls are crumbling, people panicking.
Morgath unleashes his power.
Fully. He channels all his rage, all his power into this spiritual thread aimed right at Zivan. He wants to shatter Zevan's spirit, send it into the void, make him feel that terror. And he does. Zevan's spirit is destroyed, cast out.
An incredible display of power, but then the sacrifice Darak makes.
It's the ultimate act. Darak sees Keirith's spirit leaving his body to attack Seven. He knows Keirith might not be able to return, might be lost. So Darak desperately begs Keirith, come into me, come into my body.
And Keirith does.
Keirith's spirit enters Darak's body. It's this profound, almost unbelievable fusion. It saves Keirith's life, but Darak's body is now Keirith's form. Darak, as he was, is essentially gone, subsumed.
Unbelievable, a complete redefinition of self. And meanwhile, Grian is seeking help from a god.
Yes, fearing the worst, she goes to Felgar, the trickster god, praying for the safety of either her husband or her son. It just shows the desperation, the stakes for the whole family.
So they eventually make it back to their village. The return must be complex.
Deeply complex.
Mm-hmm.
The tribe lines the shore, waiting for Darak, their hero.
Mm-hmm.
But when the boat lands, Grian, Keirith's mother, and Phaelia, his sister, they seem to look right past Darak's physical appearance, straight at the spirit inside. There's this instant, unspoken understanding and dread.
How do the others react, especially his younger brother?
Callie, the little brother, is just heartbroken and confused. He cries, "That's not my brother, Keirith's dead."
Yeah.
And Keirith in Darak's body has to try and explain this impossible thing. He even shows them Keirith's old nervous habit, gnawing his thumb, trying to prove it's him.
Just devastating, trying to convince your own family who you are.
And inevitably, the tribe has to deal with it. They call a council.
To judge Keirith's actions, right. Specifically casting out Egaz's spirit. Back to the Morgath problem.
Exactly. So Keirith did the same unforgivable sin as Morgath's. Did he commit sacrilege by destroying a man's spirit?
How does the council debate go?
It's intense. Gorton, the tree father, the one who dismissed him initially, actually defends Keirith now. He argues Keirith acted in self-defense, used the only weapon he had against a truly evil man who'd murdered their priest figure.
But there's a counter-argument.
Yes, Neonic points out a critical detail. Keirith didn't just defend Darak. He pursued Zephon's spirit. Even after driving it out of Darak's body, he actively destroyed it. That suggests something more than just self-defense. Maybe vengeance. It complicates things significantly.
So what's the final verdict?
It's harsh, but maybe not the worst possible outcome. They vote for casting out. Keirith and Darak, now part of him, must leave the tribe. It's exile, not death, but still a profound rejection from their own people.
And they have to live with this merged existence now. What's that like?
Incredibly difficult. Keirith is constantly battling Darak's memories, his feelings, which are now part of his consciousness. Things like the trauma of Darak's past rape, a castration he endured. Keirith feels the echoes, the helpless terror, the sickening joy of vengeance Darak felt then. He has to constantly shield himself. It's described as endless vigilance. Just imagine sharing your mind, your body, with your father's entire history and trauma.
It raises huge questions about individuality. And what about the other characters? Hercha, Phaelia.
Their journeys continue, too, showing different kinds of adaptation. Hercha, the former slave girl they rescued, finds a place. She becomes a healer's apprentice, a companion to Grian, finds belonging. And Phaelia, Keirith's sister, keeps hunting with her bow, quietly pushing against tribal norms for women. She finds her own way.
And Keirith's connection to his spirit guide, is that affected?
Yes, significantly. He struggles to connect with Natha, the adder, in his new body. Things have fundamentally changed for him. Interestingly, Darak's consciousness finds some solace connecting with his old spirit guide, Wolf. It shows that need for connection persists, even in their strange state. Their journey north into exile isn't just physical. It's this deep internal struggle for acceptance, for understanding who they even are now.
What an absolutely incredible, multi-layered story about identity, power, belonging. Just wow.
It really is. And what's so fascinating, I think, is how it pushes beyond just physical change. It explores what happens to identity when your inner world, your memories, your very spirit gets tangled with someone else's. It makes you ask what actually defines you, especially when your body, your memories aren't solely your own anymore.
It leaves you with such a profound question, doesn't it? If your spirit could end up in someone else's body sharing their past, would you still be you? Or would you inevitably become something entirely new, forever marked by the echoes and burdens of another life? Something to really think about.